el partido más difícil de tu vida.
El 5-0
De allí, del
Nou
Camp Nou.
Camp, sí. Joder, no veíamos balón, Nicky.
No veíamos nada. Teníamos las persianas bajadas ese día.
Yo digo, ¿qué pasa aquí? Madre mía, era Xavi, Iniesta, Pedro, todo el mundo.
Bueno, nos ha tocado jugar contra el mejor Barça de la historia, ¿eh?
Pedro, mucha gente no se acuerda de Pedro,
Al principio, Pedro.
Iniesta, Xavi, Messi, todo en su época.
Sí. No, era un equipazo.
Sí.
Cosas como son.
They didn't just beat teams, they erased them. 11 players, one mind. The opposition, not just beaten, humiliated. 6-0, 5-0, sometimes worse. Everyone knows what's coming. They've studied it, prepared for it. Still, they can't stop it. 2008 to 2012. For years, 14 trophies. Football so beautiful, so ruthless, that elite professionals walked off broken. Confused, some in tears. This wasn't winning. This was domination. And that brings us to the question that still divides the world. Not the best team, not the most successful, the most dominant. Was Pep Guardiola's Barcelona football's ultimate force? By the end of this, you'll know. But be warned, this story might change how you see football forever. Let's rewind, because before greatness, there was chaos. May 2008, Camp Nou. The cathedral of Catalan football sits unusually quiet. Barcelona have just finished third in La Liga. Third, Real Madrid are champions. Again, in the Champions League, Manchester United have just humiliated them in the semifinals. The dressing room is toxic. Ronaldinho, once the best player on the planet, has let his standards slip. Deco's form has collapsed. Samuel Eto'o is brilliant but furious, constantly clashing with manager Frank Rijkaard. The Dutch coach who brought them glory just 3 years ago now looks exhausted. Lost. The board is panicking. Season ticket renewals are down. Fans are restless. The special relationship between Barcelona and their supporters, that unique bond built on playing beautiful football the right way, is fracturing. They need something radical, something nobody expects. Enter Josep Guardiola. Pep, 37 years old, zero experience managing at the top level. His CV? 1 season with Barcelona B. That's it. The press laugh. Madness, they call it. A former player, yes. A club legend, absolutely. But managing Barcelona's first team with the pressure of the Bernabeu, the scrutiny of the Catalan media, the egos of world-class players, he'll be eaten alive. Joan Laporta, Barcelona's president, sees something others don't. He remembers Pep the player, the deep-lying midfielder who thought 3 moves ahead. The man who understood Johan Cruyff's philosophy better than anyone. But here's what nobody knows yet. Guardiola isn't planning to ease into this. He's about to blow the whole thing up. First day of preseason training, July 2008. Guardiola gathers his squad. Ronaldinho isn't there. Neither is Deco. Both gone. Sold. 2 of the club's biggest stars, highest earners, fan favorites. Eto'o was supposed to go too, but the deal fell through. The Cameroonian striker is livid. Guardiola doesn't care. This is message number 1. Nobody is bigger than the system.
Els rols es van anar a col·locar en si mateix. I el que no s'atava aquell rol s'apartava i anava fora. I això va fer que poguéssim aconseguir algo molt bonic durant molt de temps.
Message number 2 comes in team meetings. Guardiola stands at a tactics board covered in magnets, and he starts talking about something most players have never heard discussed in such detail. Positional play, not just keeping the ball for the sake of it, occupying specific zones, creating numerical superiorities, forcing opponents into impossible decisions. When we have the ball, he tells them, we're defending. Because if they don't have it, they can't hurt us.
El passe és el que t'uneix com a grup. És a dir, quan la pilota ens uneix com a éssers vius dins un camp. Tothom ens fem partíceps del que estem fent, a través d'aquest passe, a través de la pilota. I això, des del primer dia ho vam intentar fer.
The pressing is equally obsessive. 6-second rule. Lose the ball, you have 6 seconds to win it back through intense collective pressure. After that, you drop into shape. But those first 6 seconds? Chaos. Controlled chaos. The opponent doesn't have time to think. They panic. They give it away. And the cycle continues. Some players buy in immediately. Xavi Hernández, the metronomic midfielder, feels like he's found his prophet. This is what he's always believed football should be. Andrés Iniesta, quiet and genius, nods along. A young Sergio Busquets, promoted from the B team, absorbs everything like a sponge. But others? They're skeptical. This sounds nice in theory, but in practice, against elite opponents, it'll never work. Football isn't chess. It's war. Guardiola makes another gamble. He tells Lionel Messi, already the best player in the world at 21, to stop playing on the right wing. You're moving central, he says. False 9. No traditional striker ahead of you. You drop deep, create space, make runs from midfield. Messi is confused. He scored 38 goals playing wide. Why change? Trust me, Guardiola says. Just trust me.
Bueno, venía a la ciudad deportiva, quiero hablar con vos. Y ahí me muestra un par de videos y me dice lo que vamos a hacer, que vamos a jugar con falso 9, porque no quiero que los centrales tengan la referencia y que quiero ser uno más en la mitad de cancha para tener la pelota, porque para ir a Madrid a ganar hay que tener la pelota, hay que ser protagonista.
The preseason results are mixed. The press remain unconvinced. But something is building, something none of them can quite see yet. A machine, and it's about to be switched on. The false 9 isn't new, but the way Barcelona are using it, the way it connects to everything else Guardiola wants to do, creates a problem that's almost unsolvable. Defend deep against Messi, and Xavi and Iniesta will pick you apart with passes between the lines. Push up to press, and Messi runs into the space behind. Mark him with a midfielder, and you're outnumbered elsewhere. Mark him with a center back, and you've just created a massive hole in your defense. Every option is wrong, but here's the secret. It's not just about Messi. It's about everyone.
Si he de donar una opinió del que van ser d'aquests 4 anys, són molts astres que en el moment just es van juntar. Però el fonamental és el talent inacabable, immens, d'aquells jugadors. Al final són ells els que juguen. Tothom va posar la seva contribució. Tothom sabia el seu rol. Tothom sabíem que el Leo era el millor de tots i ningú volia el rol del Leo. Però seguidament hi havia uns jugadors de la casa que ningú volia aquells rols que els hi pertanyia a ells. Els estrangers feien el seu rol. Es va delimitar de manera natural, no d'una manera tu tens aquesta posició o tu l'altra. D'una manera natural.
Xavi Hernández becomes the conductor. 80, 90, sometimes 100 passes per game. Barely any of them go backwards. Each one has intention. Each one moves the opponent, stretches them, manipulates their shape until the gap appears. And when it does, he finds it. Every single time. Iniesta is different. Where Xavi is metronomic, Iniesta is art. He receives the ball in impossible spaces, 3 opponents around him, and somehow emerges still in possession. La Croqueta, the little drag back that becomes his signature. Defenders lunge. Iniesta's already gone. He doesn't run past opponents. He goes past them. Then there's Sergio Busquets, 19 years old. Looks like he runs in slow motion. But watch him closely. Watch where he stands. Always between the lines. Always available. He receives the ball, scans once, plays it forward. Simple, except it's not. He's just broken the opponent's press with one touch. A riddle, a mystery, Guardiola will later call him. You watch the game, you don't see Busquets. You watch Busquets, you see the whole game. The fullbacks push insanely high. Dani Alves on the right is basically a winger. 67 assists in his first 4 seasons. 67 from right back. The center backs split wide. Suddenly Barcelona are playing with a back 3 in possession, a back 4 out of possession, 5 midfielders, no striker, but also 3 forwards. The shape is fluid, alive, impossible to press because by the time you organize, they've already moved. And through it all, Messi evolves. 38 goals in his final season on the wing. In his first season as a false nine, 38 again, then 47, then 53, then 73. 73 goals in one season. It's not human, but that's the point. This system doesn't just work around great players. It makes great players greater. May 2nd, 2009. The Bernabeu waits for a title decider. Barcelona take control. Messi drifts inside. Henry finishes. Xavi commands. Goals pile up. The crowd falls silent. 6-2. Not just a defeat, but a declaration. That night, Barcelona announced an era. May 27th, 2009. Rome, the Stadio Olimpico. Champions League final. Manchester United, the defending champions, the team that humiliated Barcelona just 1 year ago, stand across the pitch. They have Cristiano Ronaldo, fresh off winning the Ballon d'Or. They have experience. They have everything. Messi lays it off to Eto'o. 1-0. United blink. By halftime, they're chasing shadows. Messi scores a header. A header. The little magician out-jumping defenders to power home Barcelona's second. 2-0 becomes the final score, but the scoreline is misleading. This isn't close. Barcelona complete over 400 passes. United can't get near them. The treble is complete. La Liga, Copa del Rey, Champions League. All three. In Guardiola's first season. First season. Nobody's done this before. Not in Spain. The celebrations last for days. But here's what's terrifying for the rest of football. Guardiola isn't satisfied. This is just the beginning, he tells them. We could be better. 2009 becomes 2010. Real Madrid arrive with Jose Mourinho. The special one. Galacticos everywhere. The final score? 5-0. 5-0. This is meant to be a rivalry. Instead, it's a demolition. Some call it the greatest performance in Clasico history. Others go further. The greatest team performance ever. But wait. April 2011. Champions League semi-final, second leg at Camp Nou. Barcelona win 3-1 on aggregate. May 28, 2011. Champions League final. Manchester United again. Surely this time they've learned. Surely Sir Alex Ferguson has found an answer. For 15 minutes, maybe. Then Barcelona score. Then they score again. Then again. 3-1. But anyone watching knows the real margin is wider. 2 Champions League titles in 3 years. 3 La Liga titles in a row. By 2012, Barcelona have won 14 major trophies in 4 seasons. 14. Some clubs don't win 14 in their entire history. Here's what made it impossible. Every team knew what Barcelona would do. Pep never changed. The tactics were predictable. High line, possession, pressing. Every opponent watched hours of footage. Every manager devised plans. And still, game after game, month after month, they couldn't stop it. The pressing was suffocating. Barcelona didn't defend by sitting deep and blocking shots. They defended by winning the ball back within seconds of losing it. The triggers were precise. If a fullback received the ball with their back to play, that was the signal. Everyone pounced. 3 for players surrounding him instantly. The pass goes astray. Barcelona have it back. Attack again. The positional structure created constant overloads. If you pressed Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta dropped deeper to give him options. Now you're outnumbered in midfield. If you pressed all 3, the center backs split wide and the fullbacks pushed up. Now you're outnumbered in the build-up. If you dropped off to prevent that, Messi received the ball in space between the lines. Game over. Rio Ferdinand, Manchester United's captain, was asked about playing Barcelona. I've never felt like that on a football pitch, he said. You're constantly chasing. You tackle fresh air. They're just better at football than you. Simple as that. That's from one of the best defenders of his generation. Completely honest. Arsene Wenger tried everything. Press high. They played through it. Sit deep. They broke it down. Man mark Messi. Xavi killed you. Man mark Xavi. Iniesta killed you. It was like playing chess against someone who could see 30 moves ahead, Wenger admitted. You run out of options. Even Mourinho, tactical genius, couldn't solve it properly. His best solution? Stop playing football. Waste time. Foul them. Break up the rhythm. Get men sent off, if necessary. It's the closest thing to a white flag you'll ever see from the special one. The passing statistics were absurd. Some games Barcelona completed over 900 passes. 900. Opposition teams averaged under 300. Possession percentages in the high 70s, low 80s were normal. One game against Levante, they had 92% possession. The opponents touched the ball for 4 minutes total. 4 minutes in a 90-minute match. But it wasn't sterile possession. It was aggressive. They averaged over 3 goals per game across Guardiola's 4 seasons. Over 3, while keeping the ball for 80% of the match. Attacking and defending at the same time. That's not supposed to be possible. Nothing lasts forever. Not even this. The first Real crack appears in April 2010. Inter Milan, Champions League semi-final. Mourinho's masterclass. He sets up defensively, absorbs pressure, hits on the counter. 3-1 aggregate win. Barcelona have 70% possession across both legs. They lose anyway. It's a blueprint. Not to outplay them. That's impossible. But to frustrate them. To turn it into a scrap. Chelsea in 2012. Champions League semi-final.
This could be the most dramatic story of the season. It's Torres to give Chelsea a place in the Champions League final. The headline has been...
The physical toll starts showing. Xavi is 32. Iniesta's body is breaking down from constant fouling. Teams have realized the only way to stop Barcelona is to kick them. So they do. Yellow cards, fouls, tactical battles disguised as challenges. Barcelona's medical team work overtime. The style demands perfection. Perfection demands freshness. But you can't stay fresh playing 60 matches a season at this intensity. Tactically, opponents adapt. They stop pressing high. Instead, they sit deep in 2 compact banks of 4. Make the pitch small. Force Barcelona wide. Except they'll have the ball but limit dangerous areas. It's not pretty. It doesn't always work. But sometimes it does. And sometimes is better than never. Guardiola himself is exhausted. The obsession that made him great is consuming him. He watches footage for hours every night. Barely sleeps. Loses weight. His mind is always working. Always planning. The stress is visible. After the Chelsea defeat, he announces he's leaving. Not next year. Now. End of the season. Barcelona try to convince him to stay. He can't. He's given everything. There's nothing left.
L'error és molt simple, són 4 anys, el temps ho desgasta tot i jo m'he desgastat. M'he buidat i necessito omplir-me. Aquesta és la raó fonamental per la qual vaig comunicar el mes de... devia ser setembre, octubre, tant al president com al director esportiu, de que la meva etapa com a entrenador del Barça s'estava acabant.
May 11th, 2012. Guardiola's final home game. Barcelona beat Espanyol. The Camp Nou rises as one. They know what they've witnessed. They know they might never see it again. Guardiola cries. Xavi cries. Even Pep's suit looks exhausted. For years, 14 trophies. The most dominant era in club football history. Over. Close your eyes and think about modern football. The pressing, the possession, the inverted fullbacks, the false 9. Where did it all come from? You know the answer. Barcelona. Pep's Barcelona. Everything changed because of what happened between 2008 and 2012. Guardiola takes the philosophy to Bayern Munich. Wins 3 Bundesliga titles. To Manchester City. Wins 6 Premier League titles in 7 years. Everywhere he goes, the same principles. Possession, position, pressing. It works everywhere because it's not just tactics. It's a way of thinking about football. But none of his other teams quite reach the heights of that Barcelona side. The 2011 team, specifically. Ask Pep himself, he'll tell you. I've never had players like that, he says. I'll never have players like that again. Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets all in their prime, all products of La Masia, all understanding football the same way. It was lightning in a bottle. Other great teams exist. Tuchai's Milan, Paisley's Liverpool, Ferguson's United, Zidane's Madrid. all incredible. But dominance isn't just about winning. It's about how you win. It's about making elite opponents look helpless. It's about changing football itself. Brazil 1970 did it. Ajax 1970s did it. Barcelona 2008 to 2012 did it. The numbers tell part of the story. 14 trophies, 72% win rate, 255 goals in one season. But numbers can't capture the feeling, the inevitability, the beauty. Watching them was like watching a perfect machine that happened to be made of humans. Every pass had purpose. Every movement created space. It was systematic, but never boring. Clinical, but never cold. Sir Alex Ferguson was asked if this Barcelona side was the best he'd ever faced. Nobody else gets close, he said. Nobody. From a man who'd managed for 40 years, who'd faced every great team imaginable. That's his answer. Nobody else gets close. So here we are. The question we started with. Was Pep Guardiola's Barcelona the most dominant team in football history? Look at the evidence. For years, 14 major trophies, 3 La Liga titles, 2 Champions Leagues, a style so effective that a decade later, everyone still copies it. Opponents who studied them for weeks and still couldn't stop them. Matches where the opposition's best players openly admitted they felt helpless. Most dominant team ever? The answer is staring right at you. Yes, without question. Yes, not because they won everything, though they nearly did. Not because they had the best player ever, though they might have. But because for 4 perfect years, they made football look easy. They made elite professionals look amateur. They made the impossible seem inevitable. And here's the thing that should terrify every football fan. We might never see anything like it again. The perfect manager, the perfect system, the perfect players, all at the same time, all in perfect harmony. Lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. Barcelona 2008 to 2012 wasn't just a great team. It was a miracle, a beautiful, unstoppable, once-in-a-lifetime miracle. And we were lucky enough to witness it.